We are at the Green Park here in Kanpur. We've been here many times as players before, but today it feels a little special because this is now the venue for the 500 Test match for Indian cricket, which is quite an achievement. Ravi Shastri is here with me. Just 4 nations have managed to play 500 Test matches. Now, that's a large number, and Indian cricket should be really proud of this fact.
Absolutely, because it's a long journey. Started in 1932, so they played all these years. They've sustained the interest of the people. Test matches were hard to come by, in the early years. But what we are seeing today is fabulous. And we are at a heritage ground. This was one of the oldest grounds in Indian cricket. When India had its first original venues, Kanpur was one of them.
Yes.
So it's amazing how history just writes its own script.
India played its first Test match in 1932. The 100th Test match, Mansoor Ali Khan Patodi was the captain, happened in 1967. 35 long years to play their first 100 Test matches.
And again, tribute there, to the Board of Control for Cricket in India to sustain the interest, to invite teams from overseas, invite the right teams. It would cost money. They would want retainers, they would want bank guarantees in advance. But by calling those teams like the West Indies, the Australians, when New Zealand, when they were strong, you sustained the interest of the public. And what you did was ensure that the Indian team got good competition and became stronger decade by decade.
We're talking Test match cricket, but you were part of that 1983 World Cup winning squad. The response, the reaction, there was a lot of adulation, fanfare, but not too many financial rewards. I mean, that is a big change. When India wins now, there's also financial rewards with it.
No, but that was the one single moment, that redefined the way people looked at cricket in this country as a sport. Parents wanted young kids to play the game. Corporate houses came behind backing the sport like never before. The sudden interest, or just the way the cricketer was looked at by the Aam Janta, by the corporate crowd, by the blue collar, was totally different. And India started playing well. They enjoyed that attention they got. Their performances showed. You won the World Championship after that. You again staged a World Cup in India where we lost in the semi-finals, but you had a sequence of good performances, which when television came into India, exploded. And that's why today, like I said to you earlier, it's a small-scale industry you mentioned. It's a billion-dollar sport.
Yeah.
It's a fact. It's a billion-dollar small-scale industry. Let's settle there.
Yeah, so much has changed over the years. You have been part of this whole chain, this long journey as a player, as a broadcaster. You've also held responsible positions within the cricket team as well. If you look at Indian cricket, say maybe in the 70s, 80s, and now 2016, what is the big change you see with the brand of cricket that India has played?
I think fabulous. It's like I say, they're the bagpipers of world cricket. Wherever they go, you get huge audiences. And obviously that has to reflect on some of the great players who played in that time. The fact that they've handed on the baton to a good young generation who play attractive cricket. And let's not forget, it's evolved, the game has evolved perfectly from India's point of view. You have Test cricket, then you have 50 over cricket, and then you have 2020 instant cricket, which I think the game needs all 3 formats. Test cricket will benefit because if the money that's made out of 50 over cricket and 20 over cricket is channeled back into the system at grassroots level, you'll keep having a strong Test team for years to come.
I'm glad you brought that topic out because this is not just about raving about Indian cricket. This is also a time when of course, there's a cause for celebration. 500 Test matches is a big deal. So you celebrate that landmark, but there's also a matter of concern with regards to Test match cricket. Some efforts are being made to make Test cricket viable, bring in the audiences, people at home as well. That number can go bigger.